Mr. Speaker, on Wednesday, the Rules Committee met and reported a rule, House Resolution 591, providing for consideration of S.J. Res. 54 relating to a national emergency declared by the President on February 15, 2019, under a closed rule. The rule provides 1 hour of debate equally divided and controlled by the Chair and Ranking Member of the Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, and provides one motion to commit. Mr. Speaker, this joint resolution pursuant to the National Emergencies Act would terminate the national emergency declared by the President, issued in July of this year. The same day that President Trump declared a state of emergency at our southern border, he himself said, "I didn't need to do this." It's now clear that statement is true. The President used an authority commonly used for construction at military bases in foreign countries during a time of emergency. That authority is now being used to divert $3.6 billion away from needed military construction projects to build a wall that does not have the needed political support in the House and Senate to be funded through normal appropriations. This emergency declaration was a politically motivated power grab seeking to undermine congressional authority to oversee federal spending. The executive cannot run roughshod over this constitutional principle when the President fails to gain enough support for his policies, and exaggerating the threat posed by asylum seekers at our border has not been a convincing argument. The American public has spoken. Over 60% of the public opposed this emergency declaration. And what has been the result of the presidential proclamation? Life safety violations and fire risks at dilapidated military facilities are going unaddressed. The Pentagon has been forced to defund billions of dollars from 127 different military construction projects around the nation and the globe. In Portsmouth, Virginia, a warehouse has life-threatening conditions, but 330 service members and civilian workers will continue to work in a building without enough fire exits and without a working fire alarm or sprinkler system. That doesn't seem to matter to President Trump, though. Fencing and barriers along the border is more important to our Commander-in-Chief. In Maryland, money is being diverted from a planned child care facility to help soldiers balance their family commitments with their service to our country. In Kentucky, a middle school has lost out on $66 million in construction funding. In South Carolina, they won't be getting the fire station approved and funded by Congress. Our armed forces are also being denied a drone pilot training facility, a ballistic missile field, a submarine maintenance building, and multiple training facilities, access improvements, and safety upgrades. In my home state of New York, a $160 million appropriation is being taken away from projects at the United States Military Academy at West Point, including a state-of-the-art engineering facility to support the Center for Innovation and Engineering. After being promised that Mexico would be paying for this wall, we are instead harming military readiness, safety, innovation, and response to a politically exaggerated threat. We in Congress have already done our job to put military construction dollars where they're needed most. And now it's time for Congress to again do our duty and prevent this overreach by the President. Mr. Speaker, I urge my colleagues to vote for this rule and for the underlying resolution, and I reserve the balance of my time.